And good evening, everyone. Welcome here to Cavalier Field on the campus of Darton State College. It's game 3 of our 3-game set here today. We've got an elimination game between South Georgia State Hawks and the East Georgia Bobcats. Mike Flowers and Commissioner David Elder with you, and this game is a lot of importance here. Darton has already advanced to the winner's bracket championship game tomorrow. The winner of this one will play Darton for the championship, but more importantly, there's a region bid at stake.
You're absolutely correct. This sort of importance sneaks up on a lot of people because Darton, with winning the regular season, they were guaranteed to be in the district. Didn't know if it'd be the 1 or 2 seed. So even though this is a loser's bracket game, the winner is actually a double winner because even if they don't win the region championship tomorrow, they're still in the district tournament. So what we have here is that basically, of course, this is an elimination game, so whoever loses goes home, but the winner will play Darton for the championship, and then that championship game is going to determine the 1 and 2 seeds as our representative playing in the district. So if you're our number 1 seed, you will play Tennessee's number 2, and our number 2 will play Tennessee's number 1. So that's how it lays out. Hopefully that wasn't too confusing. I think it's pretty clear cut.
And the winner of this one will get to play tomorrow and get to play next week.
That's right.
That's super important here. It is an unusual situation, to say the least, for it to turn out like that. So Zach Refuse on the mound, and Andrew Claxton to lead it off for the Bobcats of East Georgia. Squares around as if to bunt. That's a ball 1-0 the count. Glad you joined us here on the Jock Jive. James Crenshaw, our technical engineer, in that hot van behind us, keeping everything going, and Jimmy, our cameraman, with us as well. Refuse, 2-0 the count. Just underway here, our final game of the session. We've been talking about this all weekend, a week, we'll say it here again. The sun is a factor at this time of the evening. Sunfield and left side of the diamond, the left fielder, shortstop, third baseman will all be fighting it, anything in the air to them.
For the first couple of innings, that's for sure. It's going to be brutal on that left side.
That pitch is in there for a strike, 3-1 to count, and the wind is still blowing out. Still a pretty good breeze blowing here, so that will help any fly ball here in the evening time. Refuses, 3-1 pitch. Over to third baseman, and that's going to be fair down the line. Claxton thought about 2, now puts on the brakes and returns to first, and he has a leadoff single for East Georgia.
Boy, Claxton thought about it, gave that a rip, but the left fielder for South Georgia State got over there quick, got it cut off. You see it right here on the replay. Got it cut off and got it back in quickly to hold Claxton to a single.
That was Stephen Kruver out there in left field who made the good play on that. And now Bryant Trice, the center fielder for East Georgia.
Well, Claxton's had a good tournament.
Runner goes. Throw down, and he slides in, and he's safe. He just stole that one. He beat the throw in there. Schmidt got up and fired it, but Claxton got the hand in there before the throw. Watch the replay here. Ball just to the shortstop side of second base. Swipe tag was not in time. 1-0 pitch to Trice. High pop-up. Drifting to the left side, everybody looking, running, and it will be dropped by the shortstop. And again, that may be the wind, the sun, and the fence all playing a role in that play there.
Well, you got the trifecta. You're right, Mike. You got the wind blowing it further away from the infielders. You've got the sun they're battling, and then the fence is not very forgiving in and of itself.
So a 1-1 count here. Runner at second.
Really just becomes a long, noisy strike.
Refuses pitch. That's in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Well, we saw in this last game, this East Georgia team can hit. They had a ton of them.
14 hits the last game.
Popped up. Third baseman runs over, calls for it. Drifts back in fair territory, falls down and makes the catch. 4 out, number 1.
Boy, that's reminiscent of what we see out of Grand Junction sometimes when those winds get blowing out there. 2 years ago, we had 40-mile-an-hour winds, and that was commonplace. But that gets our first out here.
Third baseman Jared Cruz on the catch. Now third baseman Tony Salvaggio for East Georgia. He's had a fine tournament, both at the plate and in the field. Refuse, checks the runner at second. He bluffs to go. That pitch in there breaks in for a strike. 0-1 to count. 1 out here. Runner on second. Top of the first. Refuse to the plate. Grounded up to middle. Shortstop. Scoops over the first. In time, runner advances to third. 2 outs in the inning. Chandler Roberts on the play. And now it's going to bring up designated hitter Joey Santoro.
Nice play on the replay there by Roberts, coming across second base, having to come across his body to get that for out number 2.
Just made it look easy gliding there and making that throw. Santoro pitching to dirt, almost went after it. They peel down to third, no swing. 1-0 the count. That pitch pops to mitt, but a bit high. 2-0 the count. Again, so glad you've joined us here for our third game of the day, plus a piece of the one we carried over from last night. That pitch is in there for a strike. 2-1. So we've been really at this since 10 o'clock this morning. And we've got a little ways yet to go before we finish off here and get to our final 2.
Miles to go before we sleep. Or innings in our case.
Cut on and miss. Santoro. 2-2 the count. Runner stands on third, 2 outs. Again, thanks to your Big Mac run here between games, we're able to make it through this one. Grounded. Foul down the first base line. Still a 2-2 count to Santoro.
Hey, where's Chris at? Where's Chris at?
That one is popped to the shortstop. Glass is glistening. He grabs it for the third out. So East Georgia, they strand a runner at third. No runs here in their half of the first. GCA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here.
Mosley. Now he's playing the game. She's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
Back here at the bottom of the first inning. No score here in this one. Slade Walker on the mound for East Georgia. 6'3", 215-pound sophomore out of Richmond Hill. And he will face Roberts, Coffee, and Flores, the first 3 for South Georgia. We're having a little fun there between innings as the strains of Billie Jean by Michael Jackson come over the field. That song always gets a few movements out of some folks. Some of those movements we do not want to describe, but
Yeah, if you got it, you can move it. If you can't, you're just better off being still.
Hard to believe that two of the biggest stars of my youth, anyhow, Prince and Michael Jackson, both gone.
Oh, yeah, that makes two of us.
So the warm-up toss is about to be complete here. He'll get one more, and we'll be ready to go here, bottom of the first inning.
Well, it just goes to show you fame and fortune. It can't buy happiness because both of those left us with drug issues. So.
Walker completes his warm-ups, toss to second. We're about ready to go here. Chandler Roberts will lead it off for South Georgia State. 5'10", 150-pound freshman out of Commerce High School. Facing the 6'3", Slade Walker. Walker deals in there for a strike. 0-1 the count. We're underway here in the bottom of the first. Walker from the line. Pop foul over our heads out of play. 0-2. Again, shadows long here across the field. That sun field still very prevalent. See the third base umpire shielding his eyes. That one's just off the plate. 1-2 the count. Again, the winner of this one will face Darton, the Cavaliers, tomorrow at high noon. And we'll have that one here for you on Jock Jive. Grounded to the second baseman. Young up, throws to first. In time, out number one is recorded. That's going to bring up number 24, Cameron Coffey. Again, you saw the replay there, the good play by the second baseman. Coffey, left-handed batter, erect stance. Walker's pitch in there for a strike, 0-1. Walker to the plate. Grounded back to Walker. One hopper over the first, 2 outs. Walker in good fielding position after his delivery, caught that one and made a good play to first. That's an Adam ball. Hit it right at him. Michael Flores, the big first baseman, to the plate. That pitch is just out of the zone. Remember, these two teams played earlier in the tournament. We had that great 10-9 ball game when South Georgia came back in their half of the ninth to win it.
Well, what we got left, we've got the number 1 seed, Darton, already there waiting tomorrow. The number 2 seed, South Georgia State, playing right now. And the number 6 seed, East Georgia.
East Georgia has definitely achieved well in this tournament. They have played aggressive and played good ball here.
Well,
that pitch is high to Flores. 3-0 the count.
You know, a lot of it has to do, Mike, when you get hot. And, I think East Georgia's riding a little bit that right now.
You know, they were on the bench spring training like 2 days ago. Yeah.
The pitch to Flores is in there for a strike. He'll come back. Well, Dave, if nothing for a hit there or a play there in the East Georgia first game, South Georgia could be gone from this tournament. That's how close the margin of error is here.
You're absolutely right.
The 3-1 pitch about to be made to Flores. And he hits that one sharply in the right field for a base hit. So Flores continues his hot hitting. He's on first with 2 outs.
Well, as Captain Obvious said the other day, we won't have a no-hitter in this game.
Flores went the opposite way with that one, and pitcher Zach Refuse comes to the plate. So a runner on first here, 2 out, bottom of the first inning, no score. Big Walker comes to the stretch and now pitches, and that's in there for a strike, 0-1.
We've cooled off to a balmy 86 here in Albany. We had a high today of 92. But that breeze has made a difference.
But it was a comfortable 92. Lower humidity. It did not feel bad at all. And the runner broke from first, and they call a balk. Yep. So the runner will go to second.
If you look here, it looks like he spun without stepping off. The runner had already left. You can't see that.
They immediately called it there. So a runner is in scoring position now with 2 outs. 0-1 count. Just a momentary lapse of concentration. That one is hit. Center fielder comes over on the run, and he loses it in the sun. Flores is going to come in to score. Refuse is at second. And that one is dropped by Bryant Trice out there, and I believe the sun got him. We'll watch it again. He was tracking
it. He had it all the way, and he just a momentary lapse there. And
so a run is in, 1-0 here on the drop fly ball in center field. Stephen Kruver at the plate. They are calling that an error on the scoreboard. And I think you have to call that an error. He should have had that one. Runner stands at second, 2 outs, 1 in. Pitch just off the plate. 1-0 the count. South Georgia has broken on top here in their half of the first. Walker trying to get out of it with no more damage. That pitch is in there for a strike. Throw down the second, runner is back. And David, you have to think now with the balk getting Flores a second, he may not have scored on that play. It could be second and third here with nobody out instead of 1 run in.
Well, it's always easy to have the 20/20 vision and no rose-colored glasses when we're sitting up here. You're absolutely right as far as that's concerned. Physical mistakes, you understand in any sport. Mental mistakes are what just will drive a coach crazy.
Kruver fouls that one out of play. 1-2 the count. So Walker ahead in the count to Kruver. Comes set. Now delivers. Pop foul out of play. We'll do it all over again. Kruver, 5'7", 170-pound freshman out of East Coweta. Walker taking his time here. To the plate. Just a bit outside. 2-2 the count. Walker taking his time. Comes set. Swung on and missed. Kruver goes down, but South Georgia breaks on top here with 1 run in their half of the first. They strand a runner, We'll go to the top of the second here. South Georgia on top, 1-0. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Top of the second inning here. South Georgia State on top, 1-0. Zach Refuse warming up here. So East Georgia with some errors in that bottom half of the first. That allows a run to score. Now let's see what the Bobcats can do here in their half of the second. Jacob Teston will be leading off. Clay. And before we get too far along in this game, let's say a big shout out to our sponsors. Diamond Baseball, the official ball sponsor of the GCAA in our tournament. We appreciate their support. We'd also like to thank State Farm Insurance, Andy Cristo, our good neighbor insurance agent in Albany. Give him a call at 229-888-0007. 229-888-0007. State Farm and Diamond Baseball, sponsors of GCAA Athletics. First pitch to Teston is popped foul out of play. 0-1 the count. Refuse, who's played center field in this tournament, now pitching. So he's a very valuable, multi-dimensional player. And that pitch is in there for a strike. 0-2 the count.
Well, in the junior college level, you have a lot of players that can play multiple positions. A lot of times they have to, not by choice, but by necessity.
Well, I mentioned that because he's played both today already. So here he is starting in this one. Came in relief in the earlier game. Two-strike pitch to Teston. It's high. Count is even at 2-2.
And we got a little clarification on the Teston boys from one of their mamas. I'm sorry, but I can't remember which one. But
it was a Mrs. Teston.
It was a Mrs. Teston.
Yes.
That's right. It was a Mrs. Teston, and they are not relations, as they say. They're not related to each other. They are on the same team from different areas, but she wanted to give you props and Jock Jive and us said they have enjoyed the tournament and said we've done a great job and learned about a pounce of Bobcats.
That pitch is high to Teston, and he draws a leadoff walk here. And we do appreciate them watching us. And again, they've seen some good baseball here in this tournament and have to be very proud of the way the Bobcats have played here.
Anybody that's watched our games, they've seen a lot of good ball games, and we're not through. We still got two more.
Yes, we do. Clay Teston steps to the plate. Left-handed hitting first baseman. Bunted. Refuse, picks it up, only plays to first. In plenty of time there, sacrifice works. Jacob Teston will stand at second. That's going to bring up catcher Ben Hawkinsmith.
The catcher, number 31, Ben Hawkinsmith.
So everybody executed to perfection there. Bunt work, got the sure out at first. That pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1.
Well, official sunset tonight in Albany is 8:25, and we're sitting here at about 7:25. So we've got about 45 minutes at least the ball players have to deal with this sun over here.
Again, you look at the umpire and the left fielder, both of them shielding their eyes.
And that shot right there from James Crenshaw, you can see the dugout are starting to creep onto the infield right there. But it's going to be bad for about another 45 minutes.
2-strike count here to Hawkinsmith. That pitch is high, 1-2. Refuse checks the runner at second. Now comes to the plate. That one is high. That one out of the zone. 2-2 the count. He was ahead 0-2. Now it's 2-2. 1-0. South Georgia State on top. Refuse steps off the rubber, now toes it again. Hawkinsmith asks for time, now he steps back in the box. That is to the second baseman. Over the first to Flores in plenty of time. Teston advances to third, so it'll take a 2-out hit to score the run, and it'll be up to Cal Young to see if he can do that.
The second baseman, number 0, Cal Young.
Slightly built, Cal Young, 5'7", 145.
Cal Young, the son of longtime Middle Georgia Warriors baseball coach Craig Young from Blakely County, Cochran.
Refuses pitch, cut on and miss, strike one. Again, anything to the left side of the infield or in the outfield is an adventure at this time of the night or afternoon. 0-2 count to Cal Young. Should he reach, Zach Lamper will be next. That pitch is hit to the third baseman. It gets by him, and that will score a run. They will not get to Speedy Young. And that's going to be an RBI and a hit.
Watch here. I think he misjudged this, to be honest with you.
It took a little dive on him there. Young. We are tied at 1-1. Zach Lamper to the plate. That's in there for a strike. Lamper hit a solo home run in the last game. Lamper steps back in. Refuse, checks the runner at first. 0-1 pitch. That one is hit to center field. Center fielder back about 3 steps. Almost misjudged that one at the end, but he caught it. And that is the third out of the inning. Coffee there with a tough play, a tougher play than what it looked. But East Georgia, they get a run. They strand a runner. We go to the bottom half of the second inning. 1-1 is your score. GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive.
Midfield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Well, we'll go to the bottom of the second inning here in this elimination game. Slade Walker, his team has come back to tie it up here 1-1. From Albany, Georgia here, Cavalier Field. And we have run through our tournament here. We just have a few more games left. This is game 9 of our tournament. One more tomorrow, possibly, unless we have that elusive if game. And number 4, Landon Boyette, who is playing right field in this game, will step to the plate for the Hawks.
Leading off for the Hawks, right fielder number 4, Landon Boyette.
So Big Slade Walker that pitch is out of the zone, 1-0. 6'3". That has to look pretty menacing at you standing at the plate. He in the sunshine. That shadow looks like it's going to shortstop where he stands. That pitch is in there for a strike. 1-1 to count. Boyette with those golden locks under his batting helmet. Hit up the middle, and that's going to bounce and get by the shortstop, and that's going to be a base hit. Boyette with a single. So the leadoff batter is on here in the second inning.
You and I came up with several nicknames for Boyette with that long blonde hair. Thor, Samson, Fabio.
Fabio was the one I was thinking of. So. Jared Cruz steps to the plate. Again, you direct all comments to Commissioner David Elder.
Listen, we try to keep it light around here.
Squaring the bunt. He does. Third base line over to first. Low throw scooped out by Teston. So the sacrifice works. Good play by Clay Teston at first. He had to dig that one out.
Perfect bunt.
Second baseman number 19, Chase Henson.
So Chase Henson will be at the plate. Boyette stands at second. One out now. Walker working from the stretch here. That one is hit to the right fielder. He comes back a couple of steps, grabs it. Runner does not tag from second. So 2 outs in the inning. Zach Lamper on that catch out there. So Boyette stands at second with 2 out, and that brings up Jacob Schmidt, the power hitting catcher. Jacob's had a good tournament here in Albany. Does that old school thing, grabs dirt and rubs it on the bat. Walker's first pitch. Outside, 1-0. Again, Boyette's at second, 2 outs here. 1-1 is your score. Walker working deliberately here with the runner on base. They go in behind him at second base, back safely. Had a pickoff play all there. Everybody hollering, saying back, back. So the 1-0 pitch to the catcher Schmidt. And that one is hit in the left field. That's going to be a base hit. They're going to wave the runner. Boyette with good speed. Throw to the plate is not in time.
Well, the
And-
throw was up the line, Mike, and I think even if it had still been right on target, I don't know that he would have gotten it.
So it's 2-1. Schmidt with an RBI single. Yeah, Dave, if it was online, it may have been closer at the
Well,
plate, but we'll never know.
Going back and look at that replay, you can see
But it was offline up here, and the catcher had to block it out front. So
the ball
and
definitely.
the coach was sending him all the way. I mean, he was, as soon as it was hit, he was waving his arms around.
The ball definitely beat the runner to the plate. It's just the fact, like you said, it was up the line, so there was no chance to make a play at home, and therefore the Hawks have once again taken a 2-1 lead. You can see right here, there's the throw, and you see the runner's not even in view right there. So I think if it had been on target, he would have been out there at home.
So Chandler Rogers to the plate. Runner on first. 2 outs here. South Georgia has taken the lead again. Again, the wind comes through our press box here a little bit, cooling us down. We appreciate that. Two to 1 your score here. Walker again deliberately working here. Over the first. Schmidt is back. Rogers. Cameron Coffey waits on deck if Rogers can keep the inning alive. Walker's pitch. That one is hit. Left fielder comes over. He's got it in the sunshine there and records the 3rd out. But South Georgia State, they do pick up 1 run. They strand a runner. We go to the top of the 3rd. 2-1 South Georgia State. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Southern to serve to begin this one. He's got running room. Infield kicks it in. 40. Got 1 guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley now is playing the game. She's been the head coach. But she's done her part for the season.
2-1 here as we start the top of the 3rd inning. Mike Flowers, Commissioner David Elder with you. Elimination game here between the Hawks and the Bobcats. And the Bobcats will be coming up to bat here. Zach Refuse still on the mound, about to complete his warm-up tosses here as they run the catcher Schmidt, who is on base here, finally getting his equipment on, coming out. Again, just an absolutely beautiful evening here. Sun is setting behind us. Temperature in the mid-80s, and will be dropping tonight. And we're hoping and praying that when they cut the lights on in a few minutes, everything will be a go.
Yes, we do.
Leading off the Bobcats, the shortstop, number 9, Andrew Claxton.
Shortstop Andrew Claxton to lead it off here. He singled in his first plate appearance. Claxton, Trice, and Salvaggio. That pitch is right back to the pitcher, Refuse, out number 1. Well, that didn't take long.
That was quick.
Reached back across his body and caught that one. So Bryant Trice, the center fielder, steps to the plate.
Pays to have quick reflexes as a pitcher.
Fielder number 2, Brian Trice.
You have to. That 60 feet is really fast when that ball's coming at you.
Well, if you've had any physics, for every action, there's an opposite and equal reaction. So
my reaction would have been to hit the deck.
or if the ball hits you, you would hit the deck regardless.
Really. That check swing is in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. One-two pitch.
Is that going to get it?
It's hit to the gap. Boyette's looking at it. It bounces against the wall. Runner's going to go to second. He's going to go to third, and he's going to have a stand-up triple. And Bryant Trice does it again. A triple here with one out, and Trice is in scoring position. Trice had a triple and a double in the game prior to this one, so he continues his hot hitting. Didn't quite get all of it, but got enough to put it in the gap and bouncing to the wall. Boyette retrieved it and made the strike back to the infield. So now Salvaggio with an RBI opportunity. And he has been close to money here in this tournament. One out, runner on third, 2-1 is your score. The pitch is foul behind home plate, 0-1 the count. East Georgia will get their hacks. They come up swinging.
Yeah, there's not too many times they're going to be sitting there with the bat on their shoulders.
And that one is popped to center field. That's going to be deep enough to score a run. Center fielder catches it. And Trice will walk home on Salvaggio with a sac fly. We're tied at 2-2.
Now the designated hitter number 14, Joey Santoro.
And that brings up Santoro here, the designated hitter. So we're 2-2 here.
Both teams with 2 runs and 3 hits apiece. The only difference is that the Bobcats have 1 error.
Popped up in the infield. Third baseman calling for it. Battles that sun. Falls down and grabs it. Jared Cruz went around the circle but made the catch, and that ends the inning. So East Georgia scores a run. We're tied as we go to the bottom of third. 2-2 your score. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley, now in the way of the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Well, we got a good one brewing here, 2-2 as we go to the bottom of third inning. Neither of these teams wishes their season to end. And again, we played a one-run game the first time these two met, so we should expect nothing less. 2-2 is your score. Walker about to complete his warm-up tosses here.
And I think you can say, as with us being in Game 9 and the number 6 seeded team still in this tournament, I would give the nod to East Georgia College as the hot team of the tournament right now.
Yeah, East Georgia, again, they've played with a lot of aggression. They've been up there swinging. They've been getting their hits, and they've had some really good pitching. I mean, they've had 2 starting pitchers go 7 innings for them, so. So we're ready to go here. That's going to bring up Cameron Coffey. This We had a guest public address announcer there introducing Cameron Coffey.
That's Coach Hemmings' daughter.
Yep.
And how old are you? 8.
Walker's first pitch in there for a strike to Coffey. 0-1 the count. We have got a press box full of folks here around us here the evening.
Well, we got
The Darton players are having a sigh of relief here as they won that close one today, and they know they get to play tomorrow at 12 noon.
5 of the Darton players in here. It's Darton assistant coach and Coach Hemmings' 2 kids.
0-2 pitch about to be made to Coffey. Pitcher stands in the sunshine, batter in the shadows there. Popped up foul out of play. We'll do it again. Again, if you're Darton, you would be playing right now if you did not come back for that comeback win this afternoon. So they are very pleased to be sitting up here in the press box with us. Walker's pitch reached out and stroked it into left field for a base hit. Coffey just put his bat out there and got a single. He was fooled on the pitch, but got his bat out there just enough and popped it into left field.
Well, you're talking about that previous game, Raven Martin. He walked out of the game with the win today, and baseball is so fickle because you can have a great game and have nothing to show for it and then not feel like what you have is your best stuff. You don't feel like you had your best stuff today, do you? No. But here's the thing. You can have days that you don't have your best stuff and come along and he got a win out of it. And then days you can have your good stuff and then nothing to show for it. You know, you can go 8 innings to a ball game and not get any offensive support and you've got nothing. And that's just baseball. And you got to plug along. There's days like that are going to happen. And but you know what? The old adage, I'd rather be lucky than good, because you can be good and still not have a W. Regardless of how it was, you walked away today, didn't you, Raven, with a W? And that's what that got Darton into the championship game. 2 weeks from now, nobody's going to look at the stat sheet and say, well, how? I know the Louisville coaches went, well, Raven Martin didn't have a good game. I don't worry about that. You know, he got the W. That's all they're going to care about.
Hey, Raven may be 2 hours from now saying, hey, man, I struck out 9 in a row here and won that one. So pitch fouled out of play.
Well, the bottom line is a win, and you're in the championship game. That's what counts.
2-1 count here to big Michael Flores. Coffey stands at first. Nobody out here.
And you look at East Georgia, as you mentioned. They've had 2 pitchers go 8 and 6 innings respectively, and the 6-inning game was a final game.
Rudder goes, pitch is high. Coffey goes in without a throw, so he's in scoring position. And David, that's why, again, baseball seasons, a lot of people complain about them being too long. Well, that's why they play a lot of games, because things sort of even up as you go through a progression here. And, again, you have good days where nothing good happens. You have bad days where something good happens, and it all kind of evens out.
Yep.
That pitch is hit high to left field. Left fielder drifts back, camps under it. He's got it. Strong throw into the cutoff man. Runner has to stay put at second. So good play that time by the left fielder, Jacob Teston.
First thing Teston did was put the glove up there to shield the sun. You'll see hopefully you'll pick it up right here on the replay. By the time Teston comes into view of the camera, you can't see it, but the first thing he did was stick that glove up there to, as you're taught when you're real young, is use that to shield the sun. And then he was able to pick it up and then make the throw and keep the runner at second.
Now pitcher Zach Refuse at the plate. He reached on an error his first plate appearance. 1 out in the inning here. Runner stands at second. We're tied 2-2. That pitch is hit to the left fielder. Again, his glove up. He can't see it, and it bounces by him. That's going to get to the wall. Coffey will come in and score, and Refuse gets the hit.
Well, that's not Teston. I mean, I mean, we've been telling you all tournament how bad that sun is, and
that's an example of it right there.
Oh, he could. I mean, plus the ball was hit on the line. It wasn't something that got it really up in the air, and so
he was in trouble from the get-go on that one.
He couldn't pick it up, and then because it was hit on the line, it bounced, went right by him.
Kruger to the plate with a runner in scoring position. Only one out, 3-2. South Georgia on top. Yeah, the left fielder was still waiting for the ball when it hit and rolled past him there. Again, a brutal sun field out there. Gets away from the catcher. Runner will advance to third. That was a high pitch, and the catcher, Hawkinsmith, couldn't get his glove up in time, and that one rolls to the backstop.
Well, that had absolutely nothing to do with the sun right there.
That was just I think they got confused there. That's what they're talking about now. He was looking for the pitch low. That pitch went 2 foot high.
Yep.
So that allows the runner to move to third. Refuse is standing there. Again, only one out in the inning, 1 run in. 3-5-0 for South Georgia. 2-3-1 for East Georgia.
Well, what you've done, you've moved him into a position where he can tag on a sac fly or a ground ball hit to the right side of the pitcher. That
pitch is low. Catcher looks for it. Didn't stray far. 3-2 is your score here.
We'd like to welcome everybody joining us here tonight on the GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive. We hope if this is the first game, we're glad you're joining us. If you're back from the other two, hey, welcome back. We're glad you've spent your time with us.
Walker's pitch to Kruger is outside. 3-0 the count here, so you don't want to give him anything good to hit. Do you just put him on and set up the force? What are they going to do here? Boyette waits on deck. Let's see if Kruger is swinging here on a 3-0. Do they give him the green light? He asked for time. Well, South Georgia has put 1 on the board in each of their 3 innings. They're looking to put a crooked number up here. Popped up. Shortstop. Drifts back. Shields his eyes. Claxton will take care of it. Runs it back into the infield. 2 outs. So it's now going to take a 2-out hit from Landon Boyette, who singled his first plate appearance.
Atlanta Hawks, right fielder number 4, Landon Boyette.
Good job there by Claxton.
Yep, Claxton has been solid in all phases of the game. Really has proven that in this tournament. Walker delivers. That one's hit. Left fielder, though, gets under it. This time he grabs it, and the out is there. So 1 run does come home for South Georgia. They strand a runner. We'll go to the top of the 4th. 3-2 South Georgia on top. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Minute innings.
Three to two is your score here as we go to the top of the 4th inning. I'd like to thank our GCAA sponsors, Diamond Baseball, the official ball sponsor of the GCAA in our tournament. Appreciate their support. And also our State Farm agent, Andy Cristo, our good neighbor here in Albany, Georgia. Give Andy a call at 229-888-0007. That's 229-888-0007. State Farm and Andy Cristo, Diamond Baseball, supporters of GCAA Athletics. First pitch to Jacob Teston is in there for a strike, and we're underway here in the fourth. Again, you see the shadows creeping along across the infield here. That one is hit high. Left field and center fielder converge on the fence, and it is caught. Over the shoulder catch by Coffey in center field. Out number one.
He gave that a ride about 375 feet, but it needed to be about 380.
This afternoon, that one may have gotten out of here with a little stronger wind. As it is, it's an out. And that's going to bring up Clay Teston. So is it safe to say the Testons are brothers from another mother? Can we say that about them? To use the language of today.
Well, what's interesting is you have two young men with the same last name who happen to be about the same age from different parts coming on the same team. Now, if it was Johnson or Thomas,
that would be one thing.
But Teston is probably not definitely is not as common of a name.
2-1 to the count here. To the big first baseman. Lightly taps it to third, up and throws, and the out is recorded there. Jared Cross with a strong throw across to Diamond DeForest. So 2 out in the inning. And that's going to bring up catcher Ben Hockensmith.
31, Ben Hockensmith.
So Refuse has gotten the first 2 out here in the fourth. Trying for that rarity, the 1-2-3 inning here.
I tell you what, you look at the monitor right now, absolutely no doubt that Hockensmith is the catcher for the Bobcats. He's just one big. His pants are just one big dirt.
If he was in a Peanuts cartoon, he would be Pigpen.
He
for sure.
would.
Dust and dirt from head to toe. The life of a catcher, though. Grounded, foul down the third base line, and again, this is the third time East Georgia has taken the field today.
Even though the first one was abbreviated.
But again, Hockensmith caught an inning and a half of that one,
yep.
So he's gonna log a lot of innings a day.
Well,
the lights, David Elder, are on, so we're in good shape here.
They're coming on right now.
That pitch is in there for a strike.
We just want them to stay on for about 3 hours.
Every stanchion looks like it's lit up, so we'll have no dark spots this evening.
Now, we don't want another 3 hours in addition to the hour we've already played, because that would be
that's a call, third strike to Hockensmith.
That'd be a 4-hour ball game. So, but we're through 3.5 right now. South Georgia State 3. Your Bobcats from East Georgia 2. Here it is right there.
South Georgia State leads this one 3-2. Go to the bottom of the fourth inning here. Elimination game here between these two teams. And we've got a good one brewing here. We've talked again how how East Georgia got all the breaks against Gordon. Breaks haven't gone their way this one, but it's still only a 3-2 ball game.
No, that was a tough last inning for East Georgia. I mean, now left field is almost in the shadows.
And there you see it on the shot. There's just a little swath there in left center field where the sun could cause you a problem. But just about everybody else now is okay, but the pitcher is in the sun right here, so he's coming from sun to shadows when he throws.
And the shortstop.
First pitch to third baseman Jared Cruz. I believe that was a ball, 1-0. Walker's pitch grounded in the hole by Claxton, and that's going to be in for a base hit. So Cruz has a base hit.
The second baseman is number 19, Chase Henson.
Put that one in a perfect spot. Second baseman Chase Henson to the plate. He's hitless in the ball game. Well, now if you're Jeff Timothy, do you put the bunt on here, bottom of the order, try to get the runner in scoring position? Let's see what his thinking is here with a one-run lead. Thought about bunting. That pitch was way high. Hawkinsmith had to reach up and grab that one.
I understand you don't want to give him a good pitch to bunt, but you also don't want to throw it away either, where you go ahead and let the runner get down to second base regardless.
Yeah, that almost was a wild pitch. He bunts it down the first base line. First baseman is going to tag him out there. And that is going to be out number one. That was not a love tap on that tag there.
And home plate umpire Carlton Evans basically told him, there's no need for that. Basically what he was doing, he was coming back to see if he might provoke something with the runner at second base. You just never know. But he got tired of chasing him back to home and gave him a nice little tap, which, no need for that. Somewhere else could end up starting something.
So now we got the coach out there, and I believe we're going to have a pitching change here for South Georgia State. So they take the ball from Slade Walker, and we'll have a new pitcher in here for South Georgia State.
Number 16.
That's going to be Hunter Bragg coming in relief.
Bragg started our abbreviated ball game today.
So we'll take a quick break here. This is GCA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive. East Georgia makes a pitching change here. Number 16, Hunter Bragg, comes in, a left-handed pitcher, 5'10", 180, freshman out of Thompson, Georgia. And Dave, he came in and started the abbreviated game today, and he really did not look good in that one.
No, he didn't last through the one inning that they had to get through, and Coach Matt Pursuer pulled him on that one, so I'm sure he's hoping he's got a little bit better stuff tonight. Maybe it was he was pitching before 12 noon. Maybe that That's what it was. Let me tell you, baseball players do not like to play ball games before noon.
Well, we all creatures of habit. I mean, Crenshaw was barely awake this morning at 10 o'clock.
Man, I was catching grief from our producer James Crenshaw even after that suspended game was over. He specifically told me it was a certain time frame in the Central Time Zone, but I told him, I said, "You're not in Kansas anymore, Toto."
So Bragg completes his warm-up tosses. Runner stands at second. 3-2 is your score.
But, if you're used to staying up till 1, 2 in the morning and then you try to go to bed at 11 o'clock at night, a lot of times you can't.
Jacob Schmidt steps to the plate. Bragg, left-handed pitcher, comes to the plate. That off-speed pitch is in there for a strike. Well, all I can say is for you younger people out there, age will take care of that staying up late for you.
Oh, yeah.
You will be wanting to go to bed. You will have no choice. You will go to bed automatically in whatever position you find yourself.
Well, for those young bucks that don't know this, nothing good happens after midnight anyway.
That pitch is 1-1 the count.
Just get in trouble. Just another way to get in trouble.
I am going to bite my tongue here, Mr. Crenshaw. You need to chill in the van, sir. You need to chill in the van.
James giving you his comment.
That one is out front, cut on and missed by Schmidt. James is saying a few things there that we shall just keep to ourselves.
Oh, wow. I'll have to find out after the ball game.
But again, being he was born in 1984 or 85,
that's true.
He's in that young buck range right now.
Yeah, when he gets a little bit older, all of a sudden his thought processes will change.
Yeah. Bragg checks the runner at second. Runner goes. Cut on and missed. And Cruz is going to get into third base as Schmidt strikes out.
Well, Claxton's coming in to tell Bragg, look, buddy, you got to give more than one look. You gave that, and he stole it straight off of you. That's why.
I mean, he just had a lead that just wouldn't wait there.
Well, if you're a relief pitcher, one time you might give one look, the next time two, the next time back to one, then maybe three. You can't get into a rhythm where they can guess, and when they can guess and know what you're going to do, then that makes it easier to steal bases.
So Cruz stands at third base. Chandler Rogers up to the plate.
There it is, one look.
Again, he is dancing around, and he is a
Comes
third of the
home.
way before the pitch is even thrown.
Claxton came in and told him, too.
1-0 pitch from Hunter Bragg. That pitch is high. 2-0 the count. Well, all will be forgiven here if he can get number 12 out, Chandler Rogers. 2 outs in the inning. Runner stands at third. It'll take a 2-out hit to score here. Foul back to the screen. 2-1 the count. And Dave, the sun has now left the field.
I was thinking the exact same thing. We've now gotten to the point that third baseman, shortstop, left fielder do not have to let that be an excuse.
But we have seen it play a part in this game this afternoon. That Sun Field. Bragg again. Comes set. To the plate. High pop to right field. Right fielder charging, and he makes a diving catch. Lamper with a diving catch, and that ends the inning. Good play by that young man.
Look at it right here. I think Lamper misjudged it. He got a slow jump on that. He did.
But he made the great catch. Top of the fifth inning, coming up. 3-2, GCA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive. Well, we're at the top of the 5th inning here. And so far, so good. If you were South Georgia State, you're leading it 3-2 here. Zach Refuse has pitched well. And East Georgia State will come up for their hacks here.
Second baseman, number 0, Cal Young.
And Cal Young, the diminutive second baseman, steps up to the plate. Again, the sun has left the field now. Lights will take effect here as we go to the twilight time of the day. And it feels very comfortable here in the press box. First pitch to Young is high, 1-0 the count. Even James Crenshaw is probably cooling down in the van a little bit now that the sun's leaving us. Pitch to Young is out of the zone, 2-0 the count.
That production truck is a nice little toy.
Refuses 2-0 pitch. Grounded to the shortstop in the hole. Good hop over the first, and that is out number 1. Good play by Chandler Rogers to shortstop there. And that's going to bring up Zach Lamper to the plate. Lamper, who made that inning-ending catch, hitless in the ball game. Again, it's 390 to center, 375 to the alleys. The ball was carrying a little better this afternoon when we had that wind pushing a few out.
Well, as we're getting closer to the sunset, you can see the flag is waning a little bit, and it's blowing out there.
But it has been a great day to play baseball here. Our final of 3. 2-0 pitch to Lamper. Popped up. Catcher comes back. Will he have room? And he does. And the out is recorded. So Lamper pops out. And that's going to bring up the top of the order to Andrew Claxton.
Shortstop, number 9, Andrew Claxton.
Claxton has a single in his plate appearances. First pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1.
I don't know what Claxton's tournament batting average has been, but I can tell you this, he has been very productive.
That pitch is way high. Count even at 1-1. Refuse. Full windup. That one is hit to right field. Right fielder goes back, Boyette, and he grabs it for the 3rd out. So nothing doing for East Georgia. And they're top of the 5th. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th. Still 3-2 South Georgia State. GCAA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive.
Midfield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. As long as she's been the head coach, so she's done her part for the season.
Hunter Bragg about to start the inning here in the 5th.
Sometimes we just need 30 more seconds to end the conversation on the break.
Yes, folks, if you only knew what goes on, if you only knew.
As the Denzel Washington said in one of his movies, I wish you had more time.
Bottom of the 5th inning, 3-2. Your contract employees, Mike Flowers and James Crenshaw here, and the omnipotent Commissioner David Elder beside me. We figured this out here in the between innings. Bottom of the 5th here.
We just had to set the parameters.
Man, set the parameters and shut the box.
Hey, who did bring you lunch in between games? All right, now listen. Now you go throw me under the bus. Golly. I'll make sure I get those tire tracks. Let's make sure they'll scrub off my back tonight.
And I have mentioned earlier today we appreciated you bringing that lunch. And I mentioned that on the air.
Well, that was short-lived, wasn't it?
1-0 to count to Cameron Coffey, who singled in this ball game.
Definitely. What have you done for me lately, right?
Well, we were just trying to maybe have an arrangement after the game.
Well,
Boy, we got shot down quick.
Give you one lunch. I'm glad to. Two, you're getting greedy.
That surface-to-air missile got us in a hurry.
2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats of East Georgia. 3 runs, 6 hits, no errors for the South Georgia State Hawks. Now we're back on baseball.
Well, the disembodied voice just told me that to tell you that you miss 100% of the shots you don't take, so that's why we were taking a couple of shots there.
Wow. That's all right. As I tell people, bring it on. My skin's thick.
2-0 pitch to the leadoff batter, Cameron Coffey. As you might can tell, we've been at this a while today. Bragg's pitch. That one's hit to the center fielder. He comes back, camps under it, and he grabs it for the first out.
Well,
Trice with a good play that time in center field.
You got to have thick skin. I told an umpire one time, I asked him if I needed to get him a fur coat. He looked at me funny. I said, what? I said, do I need to get you a fur coat? He goes, why? I said, because your skin's not thick enough. That calmed the tensions a little bit. He did laugh a little bit after that. But, sometimes they can get a little thin skin.
Flores steps to the plate. He's singled in his plate appearances. That pitch is low. 1-0 the count. Well,
but y'all bring it on. I'm ready. I can handle it.
That pitch is laced foul down the third base line. Well, after the comments recently, it's not a matter of us having thick skin. It's a matter of me stopping the bleeding here. Man, we got cut in a hurry. 1-1 the count, 1 out here. Oh, we're just having fun at the old ballpark.
We are. And like you said, when you've been here
since 10 o'clock or 9-ish this morning.
9-ish this morning and day 3, you start to get a little
Bragg's pitch. That's low out of the zone. 2-1 to Flores.
Man, you think that's bad here? You ought to see it out at Grand Junction when you possibly have 19 ball games in 7 days. You do get punchy out there, but thank goodness we're not on air out there.
Popped up. Third baseman drifts over. Will he have a play? He will. And that's out number 2. Salvaggio went over there and got that one. So 2 out for Zach Refuse, the pitcher. Left-hander Hunter Bragg to his mound opponent, Refuse. That one is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count.
So by June 4th, I will have seen potentially 34 ball games in a 18-day period. It's a lot of baseball.
Bragg's pitch, high, 1-1 the count.
After June 4th, I'm looking forward to football because I've had enough baseball by then.
Bragg again checks, now comes to the plate. A little low. Refuse held off on his swing there. 2-1. Well, Dave, we enjoy watching these games because our choices at the major league level are pretty slim this year.
Yeah, especially if you've got a team from Georgia that you might. That ball's hit
Center
side to center
fielder.
field.
But it's not going to carry, and under it they grab it, and that's going to be the third out as Bryant Trice takes care of that. So nothing doing in this inning. We go to the top of the sticks. Still 3-2 South Georgia State. GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on TopSide.com.
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
But the sixth inning rolls around here. We're halfway home in this one. 3-2 South Georgia State on top. Zach Refuse has pitched well for the Hawks. Still on the mound. Again, elimination game here. The winner of this one will play Darton, the Cavaliers, tomorrow at 12 here on Jock Jive here at Cavalier Field.
And the winner of this game, regardless of whether they win the championship game tomorrow, they'll be back next week. Because Darton's already secured the spot, and the winner of this game will also. It's just a matter of settling the seeds to take on Walter State or Dyersburg State from Region 7 in Tennessee.
Bryant Trice will lead it off. He has tripled in the ball game and had a couple of catches there in that last inning. So we're moving along here on this one in the sixth. First pitch to Trice is in there for a strike. 0-1. Salvaggio and Santoro are next. Now we have something being said down here to the umpire.
I think somebody had a flash down there.
Yep. Looks like that's what they were motioning there. Pop foul out of play. Trice on top of that one. 0-2 and is the count now. Again, our final game of our session here today. And we are looking forward to tomorrow's championship game after we decide the opponent for Darton with this one. Been a great tournament here. We've enjoyed doing it. Glad you've joined us. We appreciate everyone's hospitality. Appreciate those fans who have come out in person to support, and appreciate those fans who have been watching. 2-2 the count.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me. I would be willing to bet money that probably David Shelton from Wallace State and Coach White from Dyersburg probably picking up these games, seeing what they could pick up from a little online scouting.
And that's a called third strike there to Bryant Trice. He was rung up by the umpire. So one out in the inning. That one tailed outside, but it must have caught a piece of the corner. So one out.
Number 7, Tony Salvaggio.
So Salvaggio to the plate. That one bounces and gets a piece of Schmidt, the catcher. One 1-0 count here. 3-2 is your score. Top of the 6th inning here. That one's in there for a strike. 1-1 to count. East Georgia with only 3 hits in this ball game. That pitch is out of the zone. 2-1 to count. Refused to the plate. Grounded to the third baseman. Sunday hop over the first in time for out number 2. Jared Cruz got the perfect hop that time and pegged it over the first. And now it'll bring up the designated hitter Santoro, who is hitless in this ball game. Santoro had a good game prior to this one. Has not been able to get on base yet. In there for a strike, 0-1. 2 outs in the inning, nobody on. The pitch. That is high. 1-1 to count. And Refuse's next pitch is just a bit low. 2-1. The pitch, cut on and missed. Count is now level at 2. The 2-2 pitch about to be made. Pop foul out of play. We'll do it again. Santoro digs back in there. Refuses 2-2 pitch. Just a bit out. Santoro took that one. The catcher tried to frame it. 3-2 is your count. Full count pitch. And it's a ball. Santoro draws a walk. The last 2 pitches were pretty close, but they were called a ball.
Left fielder, number 11, Jacob Teston.
And Jacob Teston will step to the plate. He has walked in his plate appearances. So East Georgia, they have a runner on first with 2 outs. Teston, left-handed batter, digs in. Refuse pitches. That one is hit high to right field. Boyette goes back. He's going to get under it right at the edge of the warning track, and that's out number 3. Teston gave it a ride, but not enough. So we go to the bottom of the 6th. It is still 3-2 South Georgia. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive. Bottom of the 6th inning here, 3-2 South Georgia State. Hunter Bragg to start his second full inning of work here. Came on in relief of Slade Walker. Got the last out of that inning. Pitched the inning previous this one, now comes back out. 3-2 is your score. It's a close ball game here between these two teams. But so far, the pitching has been more dominant than the hitting. Only 3 hits for East Georgia, only 6 for South Georgia State. Glad you've joined us here on Jock Jive. And again, to remind you, we will have the championship game tomorrow at high noon on what should be a beautiful Saturday of baseball. Throw down the second. We're ready to go here. That's going to bring up Stephen Kruger to lead it off for the Hawks.
Leading off for the Hawks, left fielder number 31, Stephen Kruger.
Kruger, left-handed batter. And now we're, again, got some kind of delay here. Everybody taking their sweet time in this final game. Deliberate action. Bragg's first pitch. Grounded to the second baseman. Easy hop over the first. Out number 1 is recorded. Young to Teston for the first out. And that'll bring up Landon Boyette, the right fielder, who's singled.
Right fielder number 4, Landon Boyette.
And Landon Boyette made that catch out there on the warning track to end the inning. Bragg's first pitch to Boyette inside. Almost looked like he was going to try to bunt, had to spin out of the way of that pitch. So a 1-0 count here. Bottom of the 6th inning. That pitch off the plate. 2-0 the count. Bragg looks in to get his sign from catcher Hawkinsmith. Everybody playing straight away behind him. Pitches high to Boyette, 3-0. There is action in the bullpen for East Georgia. Number 20, Daniel Overstreet, is warming up in the bullpen. Coach Pasur will not have a very long leash here on his pitcher. The pitch. In there for a strike. Taking all the way was Boyette. 3-2 to count. Bragg gets his sign. Now delivers. Popped up. Right fielder camps under it and grabs it for the second out of the inning. Lamper there to get that one. So 2 outs here. And that's going to bring up third baseman Jared Cruz, who has singled. So Hunter Bragg pitching a lot better in this one than he did in the game we started here, the canceled or suspended game that he pitched in. That pitch is in there for a strike. 0-1 to count. 3-2 is your score. 2 out in the inning, nobody on. In the dirt, Cruz thought about held up. 1-1 the count. Cruz. Right-handed batter, erect batting stance. Off-speed pitch just off the plate. 2-1 to count. Bragg changing speeds there, wanted that one. Steps off the mound, now comes back. The pitch. That one misses the plate. 3-1 to count. One more, and Cruz will be on. Chase Henson waits on deck.
Dude, all he does is go in his room. He like has on his desk and he'll put his surface.
Bragg's 3-1 pitch. High. He walks him.
I was the only one who brought TV for the room.
Believe it or not, that is only the first walk of the night for a South Georgia ball player. So now Chase Henson will step to the plate. Runner on first, 2 outs here. Henson is hitless. That first pitch is in there for a strike, 0-1. If Henson can keep the inning alive, Jacob Schmidt, who has singled and driven in a run, waits on deck. They have the runner picked off. Throw down to second. They put the tag on him and they call him out. A pickoff play here, and it works. And that, we'll watch it here again. Nothing doing for South Georgia State, and they're half of the 6th. It looks like the shortstop may have gotten spiked there on that play. Let's see. I think he did. He was limping off. 3-2 your score, GCA Sports Network. As we watch the replay here as we go out. Sponsored, powered by Jock Jive. Top of the 7th inning rolling around here. 3-2, South Georgia Hawks on top of the East Georgia Bobcats. Zach Refuse has only allowed 3 hits in this ball game. Let's see if East Georgia can come back here. They have shown that they can do it. Clay Teston to lead it off here in the 7th. Teston, Hawkinsmith, and Young.
Leading up the top of the 7th for the Bobcats, number 26, the first baseman, Clay Teston.
Zach Refuse into the line. Pop foul out of play. 0-1 to count. Refuse has been impressive here in his outing. In there for a strike, 0-2. That one is low, 1-2. I don't think Refuse was going to give him anything good to hit 0-2. Just put that one up there to see if he might chase something. Leadoff batter here for the Bobcats. That was a grounded foul. So we'll do the 1-2 pitch over again. Teston, big left-handed batter. Refuse to the plate. Just a bit off the plate. 2-2 the count. Refuse gets his sign. Now deals. Low, 3-2. Full count now to Teston. Teston has worked it to a full count here after being down 0-2 in the count. Teston awaits the 3-2 pitch. And it's high, and he draws a walk. First walk for Teston, third of the game for the Bobcats. And that'll bring up catcher Ben Hawkinsmith. So now,
The catcher, number 31, Ben.
so again now, let's see what Coach Pursuer will do here. Will he play for one, try to advance the runner in the scoring position? Hawkinsmith, Young, and Lamper are the next three up for the Bobcats. And he is squaring. Takes the bat back, pitches low, 1-0 the count.
Well, this late juncture, you don't want to be behind. You want to be tied or in the lead. So no outs, runner on first. He's got to get that runner to second to give him an opportunity to score.
Again, screwing the bunt. Pitches high, 2-0. So now Refuse is having difficulty finding strike. That's 6 straight balls here.
But Refuse is refusing to get a strike.
Man. What a line. What a line. That's why he's the commissioner and makes the big bucks, folks. That's it. They're discussing strategy here, what they're wanting to do. It's pretty obvious what East Georgia wants to do. They want to bunt it, move the man over. It's up to the pitcher to put it across the plate.
Well, it's real simple. If they're going to beat you, you want them to beat you with a stick, not you giving it to them.
So Refuse, 2-0 count here to Hawkinsmith. We're in the top of the 7th inning here. It is getting late. The 2-0 pitch, bunted, hard bunt. Pitcher cannot handle it. Throws to first and got him by a half a step. Runner advances to second. Refuse almost made an error there.
Still got him. Boy, is it close.
Now back to the Bobcats, number 0, the second base.
Bang, bang, half a step.
Well, I don't want to speak derisively of anybody, but that was a catcher running. Cal Young to the plate, runner in scoring position. Young has singled and driven in a run for the Bobcats. In there for a strike. 0-1 the count. The bunt was a little hard. If he'd have fielded it cleanly, he'd have been out by a mile. But I think that was a good call. Grounded, second baseman. Over to first in time, out number 2. Teston moves over to third, so now it's going to take a 2-out hit from Zach Lamper, the right fielder, if the Bobcats are going to tie this one up.
As you just said, Teston is 90 feet away from tying this game up, so, a wild pitch. Refuse needs to make sure he throws strikes because a wild pitch would tie this game up.
2 outs, runner on third, 3-2 is your score. Refuses pitch to Lamper in the dirt. Good block by Schmidt. Schmidt takes a low look out at his pitcher and says, come on, man. "1-0 count here to Zach Lamper. That pitch is high, 2-0.
Catchers sometimes wonder why coaches make them do those bounce drills. Well, that's the reason why, because it pays off.
Claxton is on deck. That pitch is just in there for a strike. 2-1 the count. Bobcats trying to rally here in their half of the 7th. Refuses pitch. Pop foul over our heads, out of play. Count is now even at 2. Refuse has his sign. Lamper waits. That's high, full count now. The 3-2 pitch about to be made to Zach Lamper. Pop again, foul out of play. Lamper stays alive. Now they're making Refuse work in this inning. Again, another 3-2 pitch. Skied down the right field line. Will they have room for it? And he does. He makes a beautiful catch.
Wow. With his back totally to the ball. That is completely over the shoulder.
The first baseman made a beautiful catch there over the shoulder. And that ends the inning. We go to the bottom of the 7th. Still 3-2 South Georgia. GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive. Bottom of the 7th inning here. I'd like to give one more shout out to our sponsors here. Diamond Baseball, the official ball sponsor of the GCAA. We appreciate their support. I'd also like to give a shout out to State Farm, Andy Christo, our good neighbor agent here in Albany. Give Andy a call at 229-888-0007. That's 229-888-0007. Andy Christo, State Farm, and Diamond Baseball, proud sponsors of GCAA Athletics. Well, bottom of the 7th here. We're getting late in this one. We got a good one here, 3-2. These two teams know nothing but to play close ball games. And Chase Henson, the second baseman, will lead it off.
Second baseman, number 19, Chase Henson.
So Hunter Bragg in his 3rd inning of relief here. Henson. First pitch. That's pop foul out of play behind home plate. 0-1 to count.
Bragg much more consistent this evening than this morning, that's for sure. Giving some quality innings for Coach Pursuer this evening, which is what he needs.
Again, that 10 o'clock start tough on a lot of players, and he didn't have it this morning. That pitch is high. 1-1 to count. And Dave, I don't know if that's just being difference between starting and relieving and the warm-up process and all that goes into a pitcher there.
Well, you know, you hear it all the time. Starters are starters and relievers are relievers, and when you switch those, sometimes it can be difficult.
Into the hole. Claxton can't handle it, and that is off of him, and it's a base hit. Henson rounds first. Throw in quickly. He retreats back. So the leadoff batter is on here for South Georgia State. We'll watch it again, the replay. Claxton made a dive, but he could not get it. It took a funny hop there at the end and went off his glove.
The catcher, number 20, Jacob Schmidt.
So that's going to bring up Jacob Schmidt.
Hawks are looking for a little insurance this inning.
So we'll see what they try to do here. Schmidt, the catcher. And now we're going to have a conference here between the pitcher and the catcher. So we'll coach Jeff Timothy now sacrifice his runner to second with the catcher at the plate. Schmidt has singled and driven in a run here in the game.
Well, after Schmidt, you're up to the top of the order, the 1, 2, 3 batters after that. So
Rogers, Coffey, and Flores will be the next three. Bragg pitches, squared as if to bunt, took the pitch high. 1-0 to count.
Well, you'd like to think if Schmidt could advance the runner to second, you've got a pretty good chance with your 1, 2, and 3 hitter to maybe drive that run in.
Schmidt steps back into the batter's box. Bragg is ready to go. Runner gets his lead from first. Now Bragg steps off. The pitch, bunted. Pitcher has it, looks at second, now turns and tosses it to first. Sacrifice is there, and the runner advances to second. 1 out in the inning. That's going to be the top of the order for Chandler Rogers with the runner in scoring position.
Shortstop, number 12, Chandler Rogers.
Three to 2 is your score here, bottom of the 7th inning. 1 out, 1 on. Hunter Bragg in relief. Bunted again, and that one is fouled at the plate. That hit him as he came out or hit the bat. So it's a strike.
But did it hit him in fair territory?
I think it hit the bat in fair territory. I'm not sure if it hit him. We'll watch it from this angle here. Ooh. 0-1 count. That one's grounded. Second baseman. Big hop over the first in time. Runner advances to third to 2 outs now. So it'll be a 2-out opportunity for Cameron Coffey, the center fielder who has singled in this ball game.
He might have still had that back foot in the box. So as long as he's got 1 foot in there, he's still in the box. So that would have negated.
I think he still did
Yeah.
when you look at it from that angle. So 2 outs, runner on third. 3-2 is your score. Bottom of the 7th. That pitch is low to the center fielder, Coffey. 1-0 to count. Again, we appreciate the good camera work being done tonight. That pitch is low and into dirt, and what a great stop that time by the catcher, Hawkinsmith. That would have been a run if he did not corral that one. Watch this catch here. Shifted over and had it right in the glove on the short hop. So a 2-0 count. To the center fielder, Coffey. Bragg delivers in there for a strike, 2-1 the count.
You know, Mike, sometimes games can get ugly with a lot of errors, but this tournament's been played pretty cleanly. You know, just an error here or there, but sometimes you come into some games and next thing you know, you got 4 errors with one team or something like that, and the wheels have come off, but we haven't had that.
The 2-1 pitch, cut on and missed. Count even at 2.
Nice change of speed there.
Well, again, David, I've been impressed with some of the defense we've seen, some of the great plays in the field, and that's made a lot of excitement here. And we've seen some good fundamentals played too here. Again, moving runners along and hitting the right cutoff man. So,
and let's not sell our umpire crew short. They've made some really good calls.
Just a bit outside. That's a full count. They have a tough job, and you're right. There has not been a whole lot of complaints as to what they've done here in this tournament.
You know, you and I get to see it slowed down to
the only complaint I have about the umpires is KC's move to Billie Jean. Other than that, everything's been good here. Coffey asked for time. Bragg again looks in, 3-2 pitch, runner is at third. He delivers. Grounded to the second baseman. Young up, throws, low throw, but it's in there for Teston, and that ends the inning. So South Georgia, they strand a runner at third. We go to the top of the 8th inning here as you watch the play. Still 3-2, Hawks on top. GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive. Well, top of the 8th inning here. 3-2 is your score. The Hawks leading the Bobcats. We've had a good one here. Pitchers have been pretty much dominating this one. 3-7-0 for the Hawks, 2-3-1 for the Bobcats. Our final game of the night, the winner will play Darton tomorrow at 12 for the championship. Zach Refuse still on the hill, and Andrew Claxton will lead it off here in the 8th for the Cats. Claxton has singled in his plate appearances. Again, not a lot of hits on the East Georgia side. Squares as if to bunt, takes it in there for a strike.
Well,
0-1.
You think, Mike, if the Bobcats are going to do something, this might need to be the inning with the 1, 2, 3 hitters up.
Refuses pitch, in there for a strike. 0-2. Claxton, Trice, and Salvaggio, your 3 here for the Cats.
Listen, don't take anything away from Refuse right here. He's pitched a good ball game up to this point.
That one was framed by the catcher off the plate, 1-2. Yeah, we have been impressed with young Mr. Refuse. Again, played center field, pitched already today in relief, and now out here starting. He has put in a yeoman's performance today. That one is fouled back to the screen. Still 1-2.
You know, I can't tell you, Mike, over the years the number of GCAA players that have been multiple position players and either all-region or all-American.
Well, Coach Jeff Timothy has to be happy with the performance he's gotten out of Refuse. 7 innings and a 1-run lead here in the 8th. That one's fouled away. 1-2 the count. The pitch outside. 2-2 the count. Again, shortstop Andrew Claxton leading off here for the Bobcats. Of East Georgia. Popped up. Second baseman comes in, camps under it, and grabs it for out number 1. That's going to bring up Bryant Trice, who has tripled in this ball game. He has good speed if he can put one in the gap. Nobody on, 1 out here. That pitch pops the mitt, but high. 1-0 to count.
Well, Refuse dug back for a little extra on that one.
Refuses pitch. Cut on and missed. Again, blew that one by Trice. 1-1 to count. Cut on and missed again. 1-2. Refuse is trying to make short work here of Bryant Trice. Ahead in the count, 1-2. 1 out in the inning. That one is hit. Left field, center field. Who's going to grab it? And it's called out there by the center fielder. He gave it a ride, but not enough, so 2 out in the inning. Cameron Coffey on the catch. So 2 out for Tony Salvaggio.
And that's why Coffey's an all-region player for us this year. He tracked that one down.
That's a ball, 1-0. Salvaggio has a sacrifice fly RBI in his plate appearances. 3-2 here, top of the 8th inning. In the dirt. 2-0 the count. Still only a 1-run ball game, but the innings are coming to a close here hurriedly. 8th inning here. Refuse pitches. That's called a strike. 2-1 the count. Salvaggio walks away to regroup here. Don't know if he liked that call or not, so he steps back into the box. And there for a strike. Refuse is popping the mitt here in the 8th inning. He's got a little something extra for us.
Got a little more giddy up.
2-2 count, 2 outs. The pitch. High. Took something off of that one. It sailed high. 3-2.
Well, that breaking ball didn't bite, and he wasn't happy with that pitch, and I think he feels like he got away with something a little bit. But
the 3-2 to Salvaggio. cut on and missed. And that's a 1-2-3 inning for Zach Refuse. Nothing doing for the Bobcats in their half of the eighth. We'll go to the bottom of the eighth here as you watch the play. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on TopSide.com.
Mosley, now 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Bottom of the eighth inning here. Still 3-2. As in between breaks here, trying to plan on where after game dinner might be. And but we do have a Buffalo Wild Wings here, Commissioner, and easy to find off Nottingham there. Nottingham and Lido Road, the corner.
Teriyaki Wild Wings would be real good.
So you can definitely make that a part of your stop here after the game. We've been zipping right along here on this one. 2 hours and 8 minutes into it. Hunter Bragg trying to keep it right here for the Bobcats. Throw down to second, and here we go to the bottom half of the eighth. Number 25, Michael Flores, who has singled in his plate appearances. Again, we've said it before, we'll say it again. The mission is simple for Bragg. Hold them here and to give his team a chance, only trailing by one in their half of the ninth. First pitch off speed in there for a strike. 0-1. The winner plays Darton. Bragg takes his time to the plate. Again, off speed out in front. Flores to the third baseman. Salvaggio's good throw to Teston. And out number one is recorded.
And the winner also secures a spot in next week's East Central District tournament to be played right here in Albany.
So pitcher Zach Refuse comes to the plate. He has pitched 8 innings of 3-hit baseball. Refuse has reached on an error, doubled, and driven in a run. So he's done it both at the plate and on the mound. Rushes up as if to bunt. Takes that pitch low. 1-0 to count. Again, we've had good weather today. It's good and comfy right here in the press box. We've been at it since 10 o'clock today. And we're going to be down to 2 teams after this one. That pitch bounces up there. 2-0 to count. Refuse steps back in there. 1 out in the inning, 2-0 count. Bragg delivers high. 3-0. one more pitch and Refuse, one more ball, excuse me, Refuse will be on first. The 3-0 pitch, taking all the way in there for a strike, 3-1. Bragg's 3-1 pitch. Steps off. And now everybody will collect themselves and we'll do it again. 3-2 is your score here, bottom of the 8th inning. Bragg looks in. To the plate, cut on and missed. Full count now to Refuse. Krueger waits on deck. Hunter Bragg working his 4th inning of relief here. The 3-2 pitch into the dirt. Refuse draws a walk. So a runner on first, and that's going to bring up Krueger, the left fielder.
Left fielder number 31, Steven Krueger.
1 out, 1 on here. 1-run lead for the Hawks. Krueger checks a little card they have with the signs on them, I'm sure. Steps into the batter's box. Runner on first. 1 out. Squares as if to bunt. Throw over the first. Runner back safely. Krueger again. Digs in. Bragg working deliberately here in this inning. Checks the runner at first. Runner goes, and that's going to be hit to the second baseman. He bobbles it. Young over the first in time for the out. But the runner advances to second there. That would have been a tailor-made double play, fielded cleanly if the runner wasn't going. So they stay out of the double play. 2 outs now for Landon Boyette, the right fielder who's singled in his plate appearances. So 2 outs now. Runner stands at second. Runner goes. Didn't even look at him. Throw down to the third. Not in time. He was in there easily.
Once again, that one's on Bragg. That's twice tonight that he's let the runner get down there, and you just can't do that.
He never checked him. Just went to his windup, and he was off. So a 1-0 count here. Runner stands at third. So a wild pitch or a pass ball can mean a run. And it could be a big run here. Only a 1-run game. Bragg's pitch. That one broke in there for a strike. 1-1 the count. Again, the runner from second had a running start. Stole third base standing up. One pitch. Again, off-speed pitch. Boyette takes it. 2-1. Bragg looks in. The 2-1 pitch. It's high, 3-1. Well, if Boyette gets on base. Jared Cruz, who singled and walked, is on deck. Three-one pitch to Boyette. Swung on and missed. Had a little something extra on that one. 3-2. Ump says he got a piece of it. 3-2 the count. Bottom of the 8th inning. 3-2 here in this elimination game. Bragg now steps back on the rubber. To the plate. High, Boyette walks. So another walk here. Third of the game for the Hawks. And now, well, we have a pitching change here. Coach Basur is coming out of the dugout. They have activity in the bullpen. Let's see what he's going to do here. No signal yet. Talking to all his players. 3-2 is your score. Runners will be at first and third. 2 outs. It appears there will not be a change here as he's trying to set strategy with his infield.
He's giving them every possible scenario of what could happen here with a runner on first and third with 2 outs. Because what they don't want to do, man, that one more run is huge. You know, if you're only down by 1 going into your last at bat, you just got to get 1 to tie it up to possibly send it in extra innings. But you're down by 2. That changes your strategy.
And if you're the catcher, Hawkinsmith, you cannot let 1 get by you here with a runner on third.
Now back to the Hawks, number 1 for third baseman.
Jared Cruz is at the plate. He's singled and walked the third baseman. 3-7-0 for the Hawks. 2-3-1 for the Bobcats. So here's the first pitch. That one's foul. 0-1 the count. Left-hander Hunter Bragg in his 4th inning of relief. Looks to first, now comes to the plate. That one's low. Good stop by the catcher that time. Went down and blocked it. 1-1 the count.
Good block there by Hawkinsmith. Save a run.
One pitch about to be made. That one's just a bit out of the zone. Cruz took that one. 2-1 the count. Catcher tried to frame it there. No call. Bottom of the 8th inning. We've been here a while watching this one play out. Bragg's pitch. High. 3-1. They've stopped throwing in the bullpen for East Georgia. Two outs in the inning. Runners at first and third. Bragg's pitch. Foul to the screen. Full count. Cruz had a pitch he liked, had a good swing at it. Fouled it back directly to the screen.
The runner from first will be going with his pitch. Runner on third will be holding.
Bragg doesn't like the balls here, so now we're going to get some new ones entered into the game. So Hunter Bragg steps back on the hill. A 3-2 pitch about to be made to Jared Cruz. Runners at first and third. Runner from first leads off, and that pitch is just outside. Cruz walks. Bases are now full of Hawks. And that's going to bring up Chase Henson, the second baseman, who's singled in his plate appearances.
And that was outside. He tried to frame it back in, but
still nobody has scored here in this inning. But the bases are full here. South Georgia ready to break this one open here with a base hit. Into dirt. Good stop again by the catcher. Bragg is really laboring here in this inning. That one bounced in front of the plate. Hawkinsmith with a good stop there. 1-0 count here to Chase Henson. Bases are juiced. And now we're having to try to get the signs together here. So the catcher goes out and talks to Bragg. Again, his fourth inning of relief here, and he is obviously struggling in this one, needing to get one more out to keep his team in this one as they trail at 3-2. Henson steps back into the box. 1-0 the count here. Bragg to the plate. Off speed high. 2-0 to count. Well, there's no place to put Henson. Henson in the driver's seat here, up in the count, 2-0.
You're absolutely right, Mike. And you'd hate to give up that easy insurance run. If they're going to get it, at least make them earn it.
The 2-0 pitch. That one's high, 3-0. Well, there's no place to put him. Bases are full of Hawks. 3-0 count here. Henson will be taking all the way. I would bet the mortgage that he is taking all the way on this pitch.
You think?
And he takes it, and it's a walk. Henson with a walk, and that brings in a run, and now we're going to have the pitching change, but it may be a batter too late for the Bobcats of East Georgia. 4-2 is your score now. And Coach Basur is going to make a pitching change. So we'll take a break here. 4-2 is your score. GCA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jock.
Infield kicks it in, 40, got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
Watch right here on JockJock.com.
Mosley, now with 20 in the game. Well, she's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
One run is in here in the bottom of the 8th for the Hawks of South Georgia State. East Georgia is making a pitching change. That's going to bring Daniel Overstreet into the ball game. in relief of Hunter Bragg. Bragg ran into trouble here in the bottom of the 8th. He could not find the strike zone. When we resume play, the bases will be loaded, 2 outs. And Jacob Schmidt will be at the plate. 4-2 is your score. South Georgia is leading this one. Hunter Bragg walked his final 3 batters that he faced.
Well, I think Coach Pursuer tried to give him every opportunity to get out of it, and he just couldn't pull it off.
So 4-2 here. Overstreet about to complete his warm-up tosses. So again, 4-2, not insurmountable, but a base hit here could break it open for the Hawks. So Overstreet ready to go. Everybody assumes their bases.
Daniel Overstreet.
And number 20, Jacob Schmidt, will come to the plate. He is singled and driven in a run on this one. Boyette waits at third. Cruz at first, Cruz at second, Henson at first. And now they can't get together on the signs before the first pitch. Overstreet and Hawkinsmith. Well, David, I misspoke here. Bragg walked the last 4 of the last 5 batters he faced.
Last 5?
4 of the last 5.
4 of the last
that
5.
he faced. They have scored a run without a hit. Pop foul out of play.
Wow, that hurts.
0-1 to count here to Jacob Schmidt. Almost took a swing at that one. Checked his swing. 1-1 the count. Schmidt already has a grand slam in this tournament. Has the bases full here.
That he does.
That one breaks in there for a strike. 1-2 the count. Overstreet trying to get out of a major jam here. His team trails 4-2. Overstreet to the plate. Low, Hawkinsmith blocked it. That saved the run. 2-2 to count.
Our catchers during this tournament have saved quite a few runs for their ball clubs.
Overstreet about to make the 2-2 pitch here. Schmidt fouls it back to the screen. Good cut at that one.
He did have a good hack at that.
So we'll do the 2-2 pitch over again. 1 run in here, 2 outs, bases full of Hawks. It is 4-2, South Georgia on top. The pitch, high. Well, a full count here. Now everybody will get going. No place to put Schmidt. 3-2 pitch about to be made to the Hawk catcher. Everybody goes. And what did we call here? Did he call a ball? What did he do here? He said something, but now they're going to award first base. Schmidt, let's see here. They're discussing this one. He called something before the pitch had crossed the plate. The pitch was high. Now he's awarding first base to the batter.
You see the home plate umpire right there stick his hand up. Watch him right here.
Did he balk? Did he not come set? What was? A run is scored. It's 5-2.
Coming for the Hawks, the shortstop, number 12, Chandler Rogers.
Well, you're right. Runner scored.
So Chandler Rogers will come to the plate with the bases still full of Hawks. It's now 5-2. I'm not real clear as to what that was, but everybody seems to be happy with it. Again, umpires. Again, I don't think he came set. The umpire was calling that immediately. One-0 pitch. Overstreak the Rogers. Bases are still full of Hawks. That pitch is out of the zone. 2-0.
Just a suck. Okay. Did they say he didn't give a discernible pause?
I think that's what they said. That pitch is low. 3-0. That last replay was in slow-mo there.
That's true. It's hard to tell that in slow-mo, isn't it?
In real time, I don't think he came to a stop. But it's 3-0. Overstreet in trouble, in danger of walking another run in. 5-2 is your score. That's in there for a strike. 3-1. Popped up. Claxton calls everybody off, and he grabs it for out number 3, but not before South Georgia puts 2 big insurance runs on the board. We'll watch the replay as we go out. Top of the 9th coming up, 5-2, Hawks on top. GCA Sports Network powered by Jock Jive.
Infield kicks it in. 40. Got one guy to beat, and he beats him easily into the end zone.
One right here on JockJive.com.
Mosley. Now he's playing the game. She's been the head coach, but she's done her part for the season.
Well, we're here at the top of the 9th inning. It's 5-2 South Georgia State looking to advance to play Darton tomorrow in the championship at 12. And Zach Refuse is on the mound trying to do a complete game. He's pitched a 3-hitter here. 5-7-0, 5 runs, 7 hits, no errors. For the Hawks, 2 runs, 3 hits, 1 error for the Bobcats.
It's do or die for the Bobcats here.
Throw down the second. We're about ready to go. Last hope if you're a Bobcat fan, and it's going to be Santoro, the designated hitter, to lead it off. Santoro, Teston, and Teston. Jacob and Clay will be next. Santoro is hitless in the ball game. He has reached on a walk. Zach Refuse has been in control of this one. Let's see if he still has a little something extra here. He was popping the mitt pretty good the last inning. That's in there for a strike, 0-1. Well, when you go back and look at this ball game, you can, and that pitch is hit to center field. Center fielder drifts back. He camps under it and grabs it for out number 1. Coffee there made the catch. Well, the difference could be in this ball game is just, again, Refuse has been ahead in the count most of the way. He's only given up 3 runs. And for East Georgia, Bragg just lost it in that inning, walking 4 of the last 5 he faced. Jacob Teston to the plate. He's walked. And he's down in the count 0-1. Yeah, Refuse has just got another gear right now. He is popping the mitt. He is throwing strikes.
Well, if you're a pitching coach, you always like to see your pitchers get stronger as the game goes on and not weaker, and that's definitely what Refuse has done here.
That pitch is out of the zone, 1-1. The 1-1 pitch. That one pops the mid in there for a strike, 1-2.
Mike, a number of years ago when the East Central District was 2 teams, Young Harris was still in the league against Chattanooga State up there. Kid from Young Harris in the 13th inning was still throwing 96.
That one is hit to left field. And
good catch.
Groover comes in and makes a diving catch out there for the second out of the inning. That sinking liner was caught by Groover, so 2 outs. And now it's going to be up to a pinch hitter here, I believe. We got someone coming up, number 5. That's TJ Hackle, a catcher.
Pinch hitting for the Bobcats, number 5, TJ Hackle.
So Hackle into pitch hit, 5'9", 195-pounder, sophomore out of ECI. So Groover with flashing the leather out there. 2 outs now. East Central down to their last at bat. That pitch is low. Groover flashing the leather, Crenshaw flashing the replays. What a combination. That pitch is high. 2-0 the count.
Thank goodness that's all the flashing we're showing tonight.
Again, your cards and letters and comments addressed to Commissioner David Elder. That pitch is popped foul out of play. 2-1 the count.
We will forward those to our complaint department.
I will back up what you said. I speak for all humanity. Thankfully, that is all he's flashing. I speak for all humanity when I say that. That pitch is low. 3-1. Well, Refuse does not want to get something started here.
No, he doesn't. 3-1, guys, 3-1. Come on, the umpire's trying to tell you guys to get it right over there now.
Refuse. 3-1 pitch. Cut on and miss, 3-2. Bobcats are down to their final strike here. 5-2 is your score, top of the 9th inning. Zach Refuse is trying to go 9 complete innings here, 1 strike away from it. (3-2) pitch, and it hits him, popped him right on the arm. So Hackle hit by a pitch. So 2 outs.
Wow, that one, he just threw his arm out there. I'm surprised they didn't make him stay because he's here and then he throws the elbow up, doesn't come out. Watch it, here it is, look. They've pretty much done that all tournament when they haven't tried to make a way.
Hawkinsmith comes to the plate. He's hitless in the ball game. Runner stands at first. They play behind. Pop foul out of the screen. That run does not matter. It's the out that they want. 1-1 count here to catcher Ben Hawkinsmith. 5-2, Hawks by 3. Off speed, took a little something off of that one. Didn't hit the plate. 2-1 the count. Hackle, short lead from first, refused to the plate. Just high. Well, 3-1. Well, all of a sudden, Zach Refuse cannot find the plate, and now Flores will come in and have a conversation.
Well, we've seen that with a number of our pitchers, not only tonight but throughout the tournament. They're just cruising along, get 2 outs in an inning, and then all of a sudden, base hit or hit by a pitch or walk, and then next thing you know, they start struggling.
Refuse needing one more out to close this one down. 3-1 pitch. Pop foul over our heads out of play, so it's going to be a full count. Hawkinsmith still hacking there on that one. So the Hawks are back to 1 pitch away from advancing to play tomorrow against Darton and advancing to the region tournament. Grounded to the shortstop. Scoops, fires over the first, off the bag. They tag him going by, and that is your ball game. South Georgia State, they hang on to win this one 5-2 over East Georgia. We'll watch the replay here. Flores pulled off the bag, but got the tag as he went by. And that's your ball game.
That is your game.
So now we have it set for tomorrow at 12.
We are
Darton and South Georgia.
We are set, Mike. We have eliminated 4 of the 6 teams, and we're down to South Georgia State Hawks, who have 1 loss, and the Darton Cavaliers, who are undefeated at this point in time. So we'll go to that championship game tomorrow at 12 noon, and should the Hawks win, then we go to that all-elusive if game at 3:30. So, folks, we appreciate you tuning in not only today but the previous 2 days, and hope you'll come back tomorrow to watch the finale of the GCAA baseball tournament here on the GCA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive. Mike, thank you.
Your final score, South Georgia State 5, East Georgia 2. For Commissioner David Elder, James Crenshaw, our technical engineer extraordinaire, and Jimmy, our cameraman, this is Mike Flowers. We'll see you tomorrow at 12. GCAA Sports Network, powered by Jock Jive.